So, my name is Hoji. I'm from Malaysia. I'm 21 years old and I am a singer-songwriter and I make pop music. I recently released my comeback single called Boys, 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 and it was the first single that I put out ever since my appearance on the reality TV show Chung Asia Season 2. I'll be talking about my journey now, I guess, throughout the past year for this interview. I thought about this beforehand. Emotional, personal, and gay. I am neither a dog or a cat person, honestly. Both. I love both. But I picked huskies because I just think they're like so majestic and they're so similar to wolves, which there's something so like cool about owning a pet husky. Like taming such a, like strong beast. Yeah, I would say it's always been a part of my life. As early as I remember, I was always like hooked by pop music, and I always used to like just watch music videos on YouTube, and sometimes I would even perform for my family. um, when we have like family gatherings and stuff, I would make my cousin and my sister like be my backup dancers. And then I don't even know how I came up with all that choreo when I was younger, but I cannot do choreography anymore. As in like, I cannot come up with choreography anymore. I just like follow. But if we're talking about like music production or like making music and writing music, I started when I was 14. I remember I just moved to boarding school. It was really tough for me at first. I was really homesick and I just was in a very unfamiliar environment, and I turned to songwriting just to like put out my feelings somewhere in my notes app. And then I just realized, I don't know if I realized that I even enjoyed it, but I just kept doing it. Yeah, I just kept doing it ever since. And then I just kept like trying to be better and better. Well, Taylor Swift is my biggest inspiration in music because to me, Taylor Swift, she's not just a musician, she is a culture. There is a culture. Like when you think about Taylor Swift, she's not just a musician, right? She stands for so many things. And like I just think it's so cool that an artist can be all that. I love how she writes about her life in the sense that she uses songwriting as like a diary, and then she said this before in one of her interviews where like her music is like a soundtrack to her life, and I really resonate with that idea, and doing that is also really fun. I do that with my own life and my music, and I think it's the way that I make it like mean something, it's very meaningful. I would tell him if it feels wrong, it is wrong. And also don't underestimate how much other people can help you, and don't underestimate yourself because you can do a lot. You can accomplish a lot on your own. I joined because I think I was at a stage in my career where I felt like I needed a lot of exposure in a way that I couldn't get on my own. Like example, going on a show or like doing some kind of like just appearing on some like well-established platform and showcasing myself there, you know? yeah, I was trying a lot of things, but like I wasn't getting the exposure that I wanted. And then that's why I went into Chung Asia for this reason. And what did I take away from it? Well, a lot. I learned a lot of like technical stuff, technical skills. Like when it came to singing, I really trained my mixed voice. So there's like chest voice, head voice, and then mixed voice. And mixed voice is the part that I struggled with. Well, I struggled with the most, and I didn't even know like it was a thing until I went into Chung Asia and learned singing like properly instead of just like what feels right and stuff, which is how I've like went about it my entire life. But yeah, the technical part about singing I learned like so much. And artistically, I learned how important visuals are when it comes to telling a story and trying to get people to like understand your performance better. Visuals is really powerful, and I think I learned how to like not how to, but like I learned that I should incorporate visuals into my art. The first spark for that song, I think it was a melody because I first came up with these chords, and then I was producing the beat like on my laptop while I was in Chuang, and it was very there was something very dreamy about them, very ethereal about these chords, very 80s inspired, and then something about like that made me want to make like a kind of like cheeky song that was also like sad. And then I started thinking about like what I wanted to write about. Yeah, so it started off with the beat, and then yeah. It was the best. It was the most fulfilling thing in my career so far. I've dreamed about doing music videos ever since I was like making music, but I never had, I guess, it just never felt like the right time to do it until this year for Boys with Boys. And yeah, as I was talking about earlier, um, visuals are so important and powerful when you're telling a story. And so with Boys Voice Boys, the story was that it was kind of a coming out for me. Um, Not that I've never like been open. I've always been open about my sexuality. It was just not like direct, I think. In my songs, I would, use he pronouns. I would just allude to me being gay, but I would never like outright say it because I didn't feel like I had to. The story was me owning, who I am, and owning my love life, basically. That's why pairing it with these visuals, I think it didn't take a lot to like understand what I was trying to say. They would just watch it, they would just see on my Instagram or like on their For You page or whatever, and they would immediately, understand what I'm trying to say. And I think that's why it like connected with so many people. I'm very big on working with people who want to work with me. Otix actually reached out to me like a year ago or two, a year or two ago. And then I remember him telling me, if you ever wanna, if you ever want me to direct a music video for you, I'd be happy to do it. And then, but then I just, as I said, it never felt like the right time until this year. And then, so I came up with the idea first, and then I was like, okay, who should I ask? And then immediately I just remembered, he reached out to me before, so I was like, why not? Like, I wanna work with someone who wants to work with me. Yeah, and I felt comfortable. Um, I felt comfortable after like meeting him and talking about everything. I felt aligned. It felt like we aligned on what we wanted it to become. Well, it didn't take a lot of convincing. I just like told them, I wanted them to be in it. Like I came up with the character and it was perfect for you. Would you want to do this? That's that's debatable. It's arguable, I would say, because I'm very personal actually in all of my songs. If you like really wanted to, like zoom in on the details and the specific things that I talk about in my songs, you can actually know like exactly I think what I was what my life was like and the things that I felt and everything. So yeah, it's honestly maybe it's probably not my most personal song, um, because it's pretty general in the sense that I'm just talking about boys, like in general. I'm not like talking about one specific relationship. So there's not a lot of like details or personal things in that way. But it is personal, I guess, in the sense that I'm talking about my sexuality. It's definitely the most that I've like been direct about my sexuality. Yeah, I would say so. There are a lot of people in this world who would, judge people who are gay and tell us to go to hell or like tell us to go to therapy or like say it's wrong or just be like straight up rude or ignorant or, angry or whatever about it. But the truth is that it's not a choice. Like, I can't change, It's like, if I had a choice, why would I be oppressed? You know what I mean? But yeah, but no, I love being gay. If I had a choice, I would still be gay. Um, I love all of them. I love all of them. I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful to like all of them. I can't pick one. Anyways, I've always wanted my songs to be used in edits. It is one of the reasons why like I make music, sometimes I see a really cool edit on TikTok that makes me like really feel something. And then I'm like, wow, I want someone to like do that to my song. And so yeah, that was really cool. Honestly, not a lot. I remember I watched Together like maybe 3 years ago, and then the anime Given Yuri on Ice, but I never finished it. And what else? Yeah, as you can tell, I don't watch a lot of BL series. Otiks has like introduced me to some, and I think I'll be watching a lot more in the future because I wanna do more of this, in my music for my music videos. I think Call Me by Your Name was a really I just love the like story of it and like the way it's shot, the colors, everything, how like visually pleasing it looks. What else? I think there are a lot of newer like queer stuff like Euphoria and Overcompensating, Love Simon. There are a lot of like newer Gen Z shows, even Renee Rapp's character in Sex Life of College Girls. A lot of these characters and films and stories, I think, made me feel more empowered and think like, oh, people are telling their stories. I want to do that as well. And the positive responses that, you know, all these movies and shows are getting also, I'm like, I think there is a community online who will support my stories. Thank you to, everything that has come before me. I know you're probably going to talk about Taylor Swift at some point, so on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you about the upcoming release of The Life of a Showgirl? A million out of 10. Like, I have been dying for a pop Taylor Swift moment ever since ever since I was born, I think. But yeah, I'm really, really excited for the life of a showgirl. She's gonna reveal how it has felt for her behind the scenes on the Eras tour. And yeah, I think it just reminded me that I will never stop feeling like her music is relevant to me because it's like a soundtrack to her life, you know? So like we are always, well, I feel like I'm always growing up with her, and I really want to know like whatever she has went through, like I want to know, like tell me about it, you know what I mean? So I'm never not excited for a Taylor Swift album. Any last words for your fans? I love you guys. Yeah, thank you. Thank you to everyone who has watched Boys Boys Boys. It currently has like 117,000 views on YouTube. I'm floored by it. I got champagne. My sister got champagne and we're gonna like drink tomorrow maybe. But yeah, thank you for watching, for commenting, for sharing, for appreciating the story that I told with Boys Boys Boys. And maybe I should talk about like something coming soon. Well, I can't spoil anything, but I'm really excited to continue the BL music video thing, and I hope you're excited too. I hope you're as excited to see what I'm gonna come up with.